Hey, watch it, buddy. We were great together. We were Romeo and Juliet, Cleopatra and Mark Antony. Didn't they all die? Oh, that's bad. That's so very, very bad. Oh, I knew he was gonna say something stupid and fuck it all up. I knew he was going to say something stupid and fuck it up. Hey guys, Zack here. Welcome to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy. So this is a new game that's an anthology of the Ace Attorney original games, but I've never played the original Ace Attorney games, so we're going to be doing something new today. Oh. Okay, so I can just outright pick which one I want. Let's start with Ace Attorney. Episode 1, the first turnabout. This is going to be interesting. I'm going to turn my headset down because it's way too loud in my ear. Play the first turnabout. Well, considering it's the only option I have, I would assume so, sir. Oh. That would be blood. I got an achievement just for booting up the game. Uh-oh. Damn it! Why me? I can't get caught. Not like this. Oh. I've got to find someone to pin this on. Someone like him. I'll make it look like he did it. Even though I know for a fact that you did it. Alright. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 2. Alright. Also, from what I've seen, this is a... Boy, am I nervous. But, yeah. From what I've seen, this is a hybrid between American and Japanese court systems. I don't know. But, yeah, we'll see how this goes. Right! Oh, hi, Chief. I'm glad I made it on time. Well, I have to say, Phoenix, I'm impressed. Not everyone takes a murder trial right off the bat like this. It says a lot about you, and your client as well. Thanks. Actually, it's because I owe him a favor. A favor? You mean you knew the defendant before this case? Yes. Actually, I kinda owe him my current job to him. He's one of the reasons I became an attorney. Well, that's news to me. I want to help him out any way I can. I just really want to help him. I owe him that much. It's over. My life, everything, it's all over. And that sounds bad. Is that your client screaming over there? Yeah, that's him. Death, despair, oh! I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna die. Sounds like he wants to die. I could figure that much. Yeah. Nick! Hey. Hey there, Larry. Dude, I'm so guilty. Tell them I'm guilty. Give me the death sentence. I ain't afraid to die. What? What's wrong, Larry? Oh, it's all over. I'm finished. Finished. I can't live in a world without her. I can't. Who took her away from me, Nick? Who did this? Oh, Nick, you gotta tell me. Who took my baby away? The person responsible for your girlfriend's death? The newspaper says it was you, but it isn't because I saw the opening cutscene. I know it wasn't this guy. My name is Phoenix Wright. Here's the story. My first case is a fairly simple one. A young woman was killed in her apartment. The guy they arrested was the unlucky sap dating her. Larry Butts. My best friend since grade school. Our school had a saying, when something smells, it's usually the Butts. In the 23 years I've known him, it's usually been true. Sorry. He has a knack for getting himself in trouble. One thing I can say, though, it's usually not his fault. He just has terrible luck. But I know better than anyone that he's a good guy at heart. That, and I owe him one, which is why I took the case, to clear his name. And that's just what I'm going to do. August 3rd, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 2. There's my guy. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Larry Butts. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Ahem. Mr. Wright, this is your first trial, is it not? Yes, Your Honor. I'm a little nervous. Your conduct during this trial will decide the fate of your client. Murder is a serious charge. For your client's sake, I hope you can control your nerves. Probably. Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, given the circumstances, I think we should have a test to ascertain your readiness. Yes, Your Honor. Hands shaking, eyesight fading. The test will consist of a few simple questions. Answer them clearly and concisely. Please state the name of the defendant in this case. Oh. The defendant? Well, that's Larry Butts, Your Honor. Correct. Just keep your wits about you and you'll do fine. Next question. This is a murder trial. Tell me, what's the victim's name? Ooh, I know this one. Glad I read the case before to cover so many times. It's... wait. Uh-oh. No way. I forgot. I'm drawing a total blank here. Phoenix, are you absolutely sure you're up to this? You don't even know the victim's name? Oh, the victim. Of course I know the victim's name. I just forgot temporarily. Think I feel a migraine coming on. Yeah, I don't blame you. This guy kind of sucks at his job. Look, the victim's name is listed on the court record. Just press the right bumper to check it at any time, okay? Remember to check it often. Do it for me, please. I'm begging you. Cindy. Mr. Wright, who is the victim in this case? The victim's name is Cindy Stone. Correct. Now tell me, what was the cause of death? She died because she was... hit with a blunt object. She was struck once by a blunt object. Correct. You've answered all my questions. I see no reason why we shouldn't proceed. You seem much more relaxed, Mr. Wright. Good for you. Thank you, Your Honor. Because I don't feel relaxed, that's for sure. Well then... First, a question for the prosecution, Mr. Payne. Yes, Your Honor. As Mr. Wright just told us, the victim was struck with a blunt object. Would you explain to the court just what that object was? The murder weapon was the statue of the Thinker. It was found lying on the floor next to the victim. I see. The court accepts it as into evidence. Statue added to the court record. Okay. This isn't how an American system is run. This feels a lot like the Japanese system a little bit. I mean, I don't live in Japan, so I can only guess, but... Right? Be sure to pay attention to any evidence during the trial. That evidence is the only ammunition you have in court. Use the right bumper to check the court record frequently. I can do that. The statue's in the shape of the Thinker. It's rather heavy. Well, I could discern that. Oh. God damn it, Phoenix. You suck at your job. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its first witness. The prosecution calls the defendant, Mr. Butts, to the stand. Chief, what do I do now? Pay attention. You don't want to miss any information that might help your client's case. You'll get your chance to respond to the prosecution later, so be ready. Let's just hope he doesn't say anything unfortunate. He's gonna say something unfortunate. Did you see how shaky he was before the trial? He's gonna say something that's gonna screw us all. Uh-oh. Larry gets excited easily. This could be bad. Yeah, I figured. Larry, don't say anything stupid. Ahem. Mr. Butts, is it not true that the victim had recently dumped you? Hey, watch it, buddy. We were great together. We were Romeo and Juliet, Cleopatra and Mark Antony. Didn't they all die? Oh, that's bad. That's so very, very bad. Oh, I knew he was going to say something stupid and fuck it all up. I knew he was going to say something stupid and fuck it up. I wasn't dumped. She just wasn't taking my phone calls or seeing me, ever. What is it to you anyway? Mr. Butts, would you describe in generally what we mean by dumped. Oh. Yeah, okay. In fact, she had completely abandoned you, and was seeing other men. She had just returned from overseas with one of them the day before the murder. What do you mean, one of them? Lies, all of it lies. I don't believe a word of it. Larry, shut up! Your Honor, the victim's passport. According to this, she was in Paris until the day before she died. Okay. Well, he's acting squirrely, but I know he didn't do it. Indeed, she appears to have returned the day before the murder. Dude, no way. The victim was a model, but did not have a large income. Yeah, because modeling is hard. Modeling doesn't pay well unless you get some really big gigs, because that's how modeling works. You have to get the job. See, certain jobs require you to come in and do the thing that you're paid to do. Well, technically that could be all jobs, but see, well, how jobs like modeling work is that you only get paid if you get a job. So if you don't get a job for a while, you're not going to get paid for a while, and that can hurt your income a lot. It appears she had several sugar daddies. Okay. Well, I knew that we were going off the rails a little bit here. Daddies? Sugar? Oh boy. Yes, older men who gave her money and gifts. Okay, so that's how she paid for the apartment. She took their money and used it to support her lifestyle. Dude, we can clearly see what kind of woman this Miss Stone was. Tell me, Mr. Butts, what do you think of her now? Right? I don't think you want him to answer that question. Yeah, Larry has a way of running his mouth in all the wrong directions. Should I... Well, if he answers that well, let's see. If I stop him from answering, that's gonna look bad on me, because then it's gonna make me look like he's guilty. It's gonna look really bad if I stop him. But at the same time, if he says something stupid, he's going to make us look bad anyway. So, let's see. If I stop him from answering, that's gotta look bad. Both of these options kind of suck. But if I stop him from answering the question... well, I'm gonna do this simply because that's what people told me to do, so... My client has no idea the victim was seeing other men. That question is irrelevant to this case. Oof. Dude, Nick, what do you mean irrelevant? That's the cheating she-dog. I'm gonna die. I'm just gonna drop dead. Yeah. And when I meet her in this, I'm gonna get to the bottom of this. Let's continue with the trial, shall we? So he said things. Okay, so I stopped it. I believe the accused's motive is clear to everyone. Clear to everyone? You pulled it. There's no motive. He didn't do it. I know for a fact he didn't do it. I saw the guy who did it. It looked nothing like my buddy Larry here. Yes, quite. Oh boy, this is not looking good. I could have told you that, Phoenix. Next question. Oh boy. You went to the victim's apartment on the day of the murder, did you not? I didn't see him go to the... Well, did you or did you not? Well, maybe I did, and maybe I didn't. Uh-oh, he went. That's kind of bad. What do I do? Have him answer honestly? Honestly? Well, if I stop him from answering that question... He was there, but I know he didn't... He's very... If he answers honestly... If I stop him from answering... But if I stop him from answering... That's gonna look bad. I can't cover up everything. Because if I cover up the fact... Because he does need to... Because it's pretty obvious he went, but... I honestly want to hear what his side of the story is, because I know he didn't do it. I want to see what he thinks. I know. I'll send him a signal. Tell the truth. Yeah, I was there. I went. Order. Well, Mr. Butts? Dude, chill. She wasn't home, man, so, like, I didn't see her. Oh, God. Your Honor, the defendant is lying. How do you know? The defendant was lying. The prosecution would like to call a witness who can prove Mr. Butts is lying. Is this the asshole that actually murdered her? Well, that simplifies matters. Who is your witness? The man who found the victim's body. Just before making the gruesome discovery. He saw the defendant fleeing the scene of the crime. Even though I know for a fact that this was the guy who did it. Oh, God. Order in the court. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its witness. Yes, Your Honor. This is bad. But this is the guy who did it, isn't it? On the day of the murder, my witness was selling newspapers at the victim's building. Please bring Mr. Frank Sawit to the stand. This guy does not sell newspapers. Mr. Sawit, you sell newspaper subscriptions, is this correct? Oh yes, newspapers, yes. Mr. Sawit, you may proceed with your testimony. Please tell the court what you saw on the day of the murder. Ooh. Testimony? Let's see what you just say. I was going door to door selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing an apartment. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door open behind him. But, hold on. Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment. I saw her lying there, a woman, not moving. At all. I quailed and frightened and found myself unable to go inside. Okay, so he found her murdered. I thought to call the police immediately, but this isn't what happened. I saw what happened. You're lying right now on the stand. That's going to get you in big trouble, especially when somebody finds out. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. The man who ran was, without a doubt, the defendant sitting right over there. 1 p.m. That's important. 1 p.m. Remember that. He found her at 1 p.m. Larry, why didn't you tell the truth? I can't defend you against a testimony like that. Incidentally, why wasn't the phone in the victim's apartment working? Your Honor, at the time of the murder, there was a blackout in the building. How convenient! Perfect! Aren't phones supposed to work during a blackout? Yeah, but this... yes, Your Honor. However, some cordless phones do not function normally. Oh, boy. This is bad! The phone that Mr. Sawit used was one of those. Your Honor, I have a record of the blackout for your perusal. Okay, so the electricity was out from noon to 6 p.m. He was there at 1... He found the body at 1 p.m. Now, Mr. Wright. Yes, yes, Your Honor. You may begin your cross-examination. Cross-examination? Your Honor. I know what a cross-examination is. Alright, right. This is it. The real deal. What exactly am I supposed to do? Why? You exposed the lies in the testimony the witness just gave. Lies? What? He was lying? Your client is innocent, right? Right. Then that witness must have lied in his testimony. Or is your client really guilty? How do I prove he's not? You hold the key. It's in the evidence. In the evidence. Oh. Ha-ha! You jackass. You jackass. You didn't realize the body... ha! I got a hole. Compare the witness testimony to the evidence at hand. There's bound to be a contradiction in there. There is a contradiction! She was found between 4 and 5 p.m. He said he found her at 1 p.m. First, find the contradictions between the court record and the witness's testimony. Then, once you've found the contradicting evidence, present it and rub it in the witness's face. Okay. Open the court record with the right bumper, then point out the contradictions in the testimony. Okay, let's see. I was going door to door selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing the apartment. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment. Then I saw her lying there, a woman not moving, dead. I quailed and frightened, found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. And present this. You found the body at 1 p.m. You're sure? Yes, it was 1 p.m. for certain. Frankly, I find that hard to believe. Your statement directly contradicts the autopsy report. The autopsy notes the time of death as somewhere time after 4 p.m. There was no body to find at 1 p.m. How do you explain this 3-hour gap? You're screwed! Haha! Dumbass! Haha! That is trivial. The witness merely forgot the time. Bullshit! After his testimony, I find that hard to believe. That was Mr. Sawit. Why were you so certain that you find the body at 1 p.m.? Gee, that's a really good question. Great job, Wright. Way to put him on the spot. That's all you have to do. Point out contradictions. Lies always beget more lies. See through one, and their whole story falls apart. Wait, I remember now. Yeah, sure you do, pal. Would you care to give your testimony again? Oh, God. The time of discovery. Oh, boy. What did you do? You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. There's a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. Oh, but it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victim must have been watching a video of a taped program. Sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. That's why I thought it was 1 p.m. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding. God damn it. I see. You heard a voice saying the time on the tape program? Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Right. You know what to do. I've got this one. Cross-examination. But there was a blackout! Ha 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 ha. Probably coming from the television? No. Not fucking likely. Because there's a blackout! It was out at the time. Ha ha. Hold it right there. The prosecution has said there was a blackout at the time of the discovery. And this record proves it. Again, screwed. You do not have a rock-solid alibi. At all. You claim you found the body at 1 p.m., but you weren't there at 1 p.m. Now you're claiming that you heard something on the television saying it was 1 p.m., but the TV was out at the time because there was a blackout. That's 2 strikes, Mr. Fake. You couldn't have heard a television or a video. Yeah, you're screwed! Dumb ass! The defense has a point. Do you have an explanation for this, Mr. Sawit? No, I find it quite puzzling myself. Quite. Ah, wait, I remember now. You think you actually have something? Mr. Sawit? The court would prefer to hear an accurate testimony from the very beginning. These constant corrections are harming your credibility. That, and you seem rather distraught. My apologies, Your Honor. It must have been the shock of finding the body. Very well, Mr. Sawit. Let's hear your testimony once more, please. Hearing the time. Let's see. Actually, I didn't hear the time. I saw it. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yes. The murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. That must have been what I saw. No. You saw a clock. I guess that one would explain it. Judge. Gladly. I have another hole in your testimony, sir. You said the murder weapon was a clock. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. This is the murder weapon, dumbass. Wait just a moment. The murder weapon wasn't a clock. It was this statue. Now, how is this supposed to be a clock? Ah, you with your objections and your evidence. Just who do you think you are? A lawyer, dumbass! Just answer the question, Mr. Sawit. Hey, I saw it there, okay? That's a clock. Your Honor, if I may, there's nothing you can do. 3 strikes, you're out. He has lied 3 separate times. 3 separate contradictions, all of which do not add up. Yes, Mr. Payne. As the witness stated, this statue is indeed a clock. No, it is not! The neck is a switch. You just tilt it and it says the time out loud. As it doesn't look like a clock, I submitted it as a statue. My apologies. I see. So the murder weapon was a table clock after all. No! Well, Mr. Wright, it appears that the witness's testimony was correct. That is a clock. This is a clock. Do you have any problems with his testimony now? Well, attorney's badge. Uh-huh. Well, I have the statue, but it doesn't... But there's no way to examine it to see if it actually does the thing it says it's supposed to be. So... Okay. I have no problems with his testimony. They submitted it as a... They submitted it... I guess not. There was a clock on the scene. There was a clock on the scene, so no problem. Right, are you out of your mind? That clock doesn't look like a clock at all. The witness couldn't have possibly known it was a clock just by seeing it. He said himself, he never entered the apartment. Oh boy. It was in his testimony. Hey, you're right. Is something the matter? Does this defense have anything to add? Yes, I do. The only way he could have known the weapon was a clock is to hold it in his hands. Yet, the witness testified that he never entered the apartment. Clearly, a contradiction. Indeed. The witness knew it was a clock because he went into the apartment. You're lying. You were inside the apartment on the day of the murder. Oh yeah? Prove it. Prove I was there. I went in there. I'll do better than that. I can prove you were the one who killed her. You struck her with the clock, and the shock of the blow triggered the clock's voice. That was the sound you heard. Order in the court. Intriguing. Please continue, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Sawit, the sound must have left quite an impression on you. Understandable, since the murder weapon spoke just as you hit the victim. That voice was burned into your mind. That's why you were so certain about the time. Well, what's the meaning of this? This is all baseless conjecture. Baseless conjecture, my ass! Baseless? Just look at the witness's face. Yeah. Would the witness care to elaborate? Did you strike the victim with the clock? That day, I never! Look, the clock, I heard, no, I mean, I saw, I win. Shut up, shut up, shut up! I hate you! It was him, I tell you. I saw him! He killed her, and he should burn! Burn! Give him death! Order! Order in the court, I say! Your Honor, a moment, please. There isn't a shred of evidence supporting the defense's claim. Mr. Wright. Your Honor? You claim the sound of the witness heard came from the clock. Do you have any evidence? The whole case is riding on this. I better think it through carefully. Your Honor? The sound Mr. Sawit heard was definitely this clock. Fact would clear if you simply... Oh boy. Well, the clock wouldn't run on... Would the clock run on batteries? Let's sound the clock now, here in the court. Your Honor, may I have the clock? I ask the court to listen very carefully. I think it's 8:25. That certainly is a strange way to announce the time. Well, he is the thinker, after all. So, we've heard the clock. What are your conclusions, Mr. Wright? Mr. Payne, can you tell me what time it is now? It's 11:25. Ah! As you can see, this clock is exactly 3 hours slow. Precisely the discrepancy between what Mr. Sawit heard and the actual time of death. Perfect! So, Mr. Sawit, try to talk your way out of this one. Ha! Ha! You forgot one thing. Oh no. What's he talking about now? While it may seem like that clock is running 3 hours slow, it proves nothing. How do you know it was running 3 hours slow on the day of the murder? If you can't prove that, you don't have a case. He's right. How am I going to prove that? Damn it. I was so close. Mr. Wright? It seems you lack the critical evidence to support your claim. Yes, Your Honor. This means I cannot let you indict the witness. Unfortunately, this ends the cross-examination of Mr. Frank Sawit. I come all the way down here to testify, and look what happens. You treat me like a criminal. A criminal! You lawyers are all the slime. I almost had him. Sorry, Larry. I failed you. There's nothing I can do about it now. Game over? Not so fast, Mr. Sawit. Chief. Listen up, Wright. Don't throw this one away. Not like this. Think. But, Chief, it's over. I can't prove the clock was slow the day of the murder. Nobody can prove that. Well, yes. But that doesn't mean you can't still win. Try thinking out of the box. Don't waste time doubting the facts. Assume the clock was 3 hours slow and think through it. Ask yourself, why was the clock 3 hours slow? Figure out the reason and you have your proof. Right? Can you think of a reason as to why the clock was slow? 3 hours slow. Wait! Maybe I can prove it. You must have evidence somewhere that you can prove it, right? Find it and let them have it. Well, Mr. Wright? You say the clock was already running slow on the day of the murder. Have you found evidence to support this claim? Of course. There's a piece of evidence in the court record that can prove my claim beyond a doubt. Well. Aha! She went to Paris! That's right! Ha! Tough words. Let's see you pull this one off. Let's see this evidence that proves why the clock was running slow. Present. The victim had just returned home from abroad the day before the murder. As we all know, the time difference between here and Paris is 9 hours. When it's 4 p.m. there, it's 1 a.m. on the next day there. The clock wasn't 3 hours slow, it was 9 hours fast. The victim hadn't reset her clock since returning home. That's why the time you heard when you struck her dead in her apartment was wrong. Proof enough for you, Mr. Sawit? Or should I say, Mr. Did It? You lose. And he collapsed and had a stroke. He had a stroke and died. Order, I say. He had a stroke in the middle of the courtroom. I'm pretty sure he did it. Well, this case has certainly turned out differently than we all expected. Mr. Payne, your witness, he was arrested and has been taken away, Your Honor. Very well. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. I have to say, I'm impressed. I don't think I've ever seen someone complete a defense so quickly, and find the true culprit at the same time. Thank you, Your Honor. At this point, this is only a formality, but this court finds the defendant, Mr. Larry Butts. I win. I did it. Alright, Larry, you can go home. And with that, this court is adjourned. Is that the end of the chapter? Turns out that Frank Sawa was a common burglar. He posed as a newspaper salesman to check and see when people were out of the house. That day, when Larry went to her apartment, the victim wasn't home. After he left, Mr. Sawa let himself in and do his dirty work. Then she came in and saw him. While he was searching her place, the victim returned. Flustered, Mr. Sawa grabbed the nearest blunt object he could find and put her 6 feet under. Yeah. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. Did we win? Whew, I still can't believe we won. Right, good job in there. Congratulations. Thanks, Chief. I owe it all to you. Not at all, not at all. You fought your own battles in there. It's been a while since I've seen a trial end on such a satisfying note. I've never seen the Chief looking this happy. If she's this glad, imagine how Larry must feel. My life is over! Well, shit. That did not help at all. Larry, you're supposed to be happy. What's wrong now? Oh, Nick. Don't worry about me. I'll be dead and gone soon. Good. Wait, no, I mean... Bad. Bad, bad, bad. Larry, you're innocent. The case is closed. But my Cindy Windy's gone, man. Gone forever. Larry, she was, Nah, never mind. Congratulations, Harry. Harry? Yes, you. I can practically see the headlines now. Harry Butts, innocent. Thanks. I really owe you one. I won't forget this, ever. Let's celebrate. Dinner? Movie? My treat. Oh no, I couldn't. Hey, I was the one who got you off the hook. Oh, hey. Here, take this. It's a present. It's evidence! A present? For me? Wait, wasn't this the evidence that... Actually, I made this clock for her. I made one for her and one for me. Really? You made this? Well, thank you. We'll keep it as a memento. Yo, Nick. Can you believe it? I was so into that chick. And she was just playing me for a fool. Don't that make you want to just cry? Larry? Are you so sure? Excuse me? I think she thought quite a lot of you in her own way. Nah, you don't gotta sympathize with me, okay? No, I'm not just sympathizing, really. Isn't that right, Wright? Don't you have something to show your friend? Something that proves how she felt about him? Huh? Oh, yeah, right. What the heck is she talking about? Well, she kept the statue, so I'm assuming that's what... Check this out, Larry. Proof positive you weren't just some chumpa to her. Huh? What about that clock? This is the clock you made for her, Larry. And she took it with her when she traveled. Whatever. She probably just needed a clock, that's all. You think so? It's a pretty heavy clock to take traveling. Well, make of it what you will. Hey, Nick? I'm glad I asked you to be my lawyer. Me too. Really, I am. Thanks. Hope that made him feel a little better. That did make him feel a little bit better, right? I hope you see the importance of evidence now. Also, hopefully you realize things change depending on how you look at them. People, too. We never really know if our clients are guilty or innocent. All we can do is believe in them. And in order to believe in them, you have to believe in yourself. Right? Listen, learn, grow strong. Never let go of what you believe in. Never. Well, I think our work here is done. Shall we be off? Yeah, I guess so. Say, how about dinner? On me. We'll drink a toast to innocent butts. Yeah! Oh, speaking of Harry. You were saying part of why you became a lawyer was because of him. Yeah, part, at least. You'll have to tell me more about it sometime. Maybe. Over drinks? And so, my first trial came to a close. Larry slapped me on the back and said, "Gee, Nick, it's good to have friends. But I'm pretty sure he's not going to pay us, unless you count the clock he gave to Mia." I didn't know it then. But that clock was soon going to be at the center of another incident. And my promise to tell the chief about me and Larry would be one promise that I wouldn't be able to keep. The end of Chapter 1. Alright, well, that was entertaining. Oh, brand new episode has been added. Ah. Yeah, see my progress up to this point. I don't want to... But I do... I don't want to start the next episode, though. No, get out of here. I do not want to start the next episode. Shoo. Title. That would do her. Okay. Alright. Well, I think I'm gonna leave this first episode here. That went a bit longer than I wanted it to, because I couldn't figure out how to end the goddamn game. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it here. Good game. Definitely going to be playing more of it. But for right now, I am gonna leave it here. But that was a really good first introductory chapter. And I'm looking forward to see how the rest of the game plays. But for right now, I am just gonna have to leave it here. So we'll see what happens with this next time. But for right now, I'm gonna leave it. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Also, be sure to follow me on Facebook and on Twitter in the description below. And also, check out my Patreon description below as well. It's only a couple bucks a month, and it really helps me out. So I definitely appreciate it if you did that. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. And until next time, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace! Hiroshima and Tetsu. And goes about as well as you expect. It's the two of them are the two of them face off against one another, but because of how similar their quirks are, they eventually just wind up knocking each other out. And there was also a fight between